Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to do it, guys. Ready? Wait. I'm going to set... Hold on. Everybody sit tight. You're not missing anything. I'm going to make it... We're going to make it work. It's going to happen, guys. Oh, wait. Sustain pedal. It's still a work in progress, everybody. It's still a work in progress. I'm sorry. I've been fidgeting around with this little hold on. We can do, I don't know if this is going to pick up for the microphone. We're going to do a more traditional intro. Don't worry, guys. Let me get in center. Oh my god, I am so out of frame of the camera. Oh, I don't want to spoil anything. Okay, I'm not going to spoil anything. Hello. I've been just, I've just been fidgeting around with this little piano that I got right here, guys. But hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 27. Episode number 27 of My Tiny Little House, the only podcast in the world hosted by a white man. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be kind of back on schedule, I think. As you can see, if you're a video listener, if you're an audio listener, you probably don't care. We're back behind the desk today, and that's because it is a little too hot outside, a little too tepid for me, because I have to run the AC for this episode, and I do think I have officially kind of tuned the microphone properly so that air conditioner that's running right over there, right over my right shoulder, what might be mirrored on the camera, is in fact blaring right now because it's really freaking hot outside today. It's very it's not fun. I'm sweating a little bit. I realize I'm wearing a shirt that I probably wear way too often on episodes of this podcast, but hey, you know what? It's like the podcasting episode shirt. If you've been along for the journey, all 27 episodes so far, and you're going, damn, he wears that shirt a lot. Don't worry, I do wash it. I also do have to fix it a little bit. It was kind of bunching up there in the front a little bit. But again, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 27 of the podcast. I'm not gonna lie, I've been procrastinating a lot lately. That's been kind of what's been on my mind lately is procrastination. I've been spending a lot of my free time not editing a new video that's supposed to go out on the main channel. I've also been spending a lot of my time playing Overwatch again. That's right. I think I've shit-talked Overwatch enough times on this podcast to the point where people would have been like, oh, he's probably done playing this. I think I've talked about my history with the game and how, god damn, I'm already sweating, man. And I got it's these lights, dude. I think, you know what it is? It's something about the minute the camera turns on. Is it like a stage fright thing? I don't think it's stage fright. But the minute that camera flips on, little whoop, and then I'm here in front of it, and I got these lights on me. Especially doesn't help that it's it's still summertime. That air conditioner really only does so much for me. Still makes me all sweaty and whatnot. Sorry, I don't know if I don't think the music is picking up at all. Then I'm like, there you go. That's a D major chord. I should probably turn off. I'm going to be fidgeting with this the whole episode, and I should probably just turn it off so that I'm not distracted from entertaining you guys for a full freaking episode of this podcast. What's been going on lately? Well, you know what? What better way to start episode 27 than with a word of the day? Also, yes, I'm going through another one of my bouts of insomnia. In fact, a few people who might be watching this episode can attest to the fact that I was up at what was it, 2:30 in the morning last night, just because I literally just could not sleep. I could not sleep. I do not want Urban Dictionary word of the day. I wanted Merriam-Webster's word of the day. Guys, what is the word of the day today? What do we got for August 26, 2025? That's me. That's the day that I'm officially recording this one. We have trepidation. Let's hear the
trepidation.
Trepidation. I'm never going to not do the robot voice, by the way, guys. I'm always going to keep doing that freaking robot voice every episode, every word of the day, every time we hear it. It just...
Trepidation.
Trepidation. Actually, that one sounds like he sounds a lot more fluid. He sounds a lot more like he doesn't sound so robotic with that one. That's a little weird. What does it mean? What does it all mean, everybody? Well, trepidation refers to a feeling of fear that causes someone to hesitate because they think that something bad or unpleasant is going to happen. Interesting. The students felt a sense of trepidation upon being summoned to the principal's office. I feel trepidation every single day of my life. I feel like I feel trepidation before I whenever I turn on my camera, whenever I still get anxious about like making content, making podcast episodes, doing all this stuff. I still get anxiety surrounding it. I really do. I get anxiety for streaming. I get it's something that it's a lot better than it used to be, and I think like I've been able to kind of like work through it, but trepidation. Maybe we'll run into some trepidation on today's episode because we have a little bit just a little bit of a theme going for this episode today. That's right, guys. I figured because you know what? We're breaking the rules a little bit. We're in front of my computer here. We're going to read a few Am I the Asshole posts. I love reading Am I the Asshole. I think it's super entertaining. I love just hearing people go to Reddit for their problems. Now, a lot of the time, I like to assume that most Am I the Asshole posts are fake, as in they are for that lay epic Reddit karma, that lay epic Reddit gold, and not actually a legitimate or a method of seeking advice. Because why the hell are you going to strangers on the internet, especially Redditors of all people, to get any kind of advice, be it relationship advice, be it job advice, anything like that. I don't understand why people make posts to Am I the Asshole, but damn, do I love a good Am I the Asshole read. Do I enjoy pulling up Am I the Asshole every once in a while and going, it's nice to know that there's other people in the world that are worse off than I am right now. It's nice to know that there's somebody out there in the world who's going through something terrible, and they said, you know what? I'm going to let Reddit decide. I'm going to let Reddit make this choice for me. But I eat it up. I eat up that slop. I love it. Just, that's me licking my little fingers. I go like SpongeBob in that one episode where he's eating the ice cream cone and he's like, am I misremembering? No, it was SpongeBob. I don't know why I thought maybe a different character in SpongeBob was lapping up their little phalanges with. I feel like that happens a lot in SpongeBob. I feel like SpongeBob is a frequent finger sucker. And that's not an allegory for anything. SpongeBob, I would never say that about you. I am your biggest fan to this day. Geez, my hair's a freaking mess, dude. Oh my God. Because I've been sleeping like shit lately. I don't know what it is. I sweat in my sleep. It's got to be the summertime. And I've said it a million times. I'm pretty sure that air conditioner is making me real sick. But what else is new? What else have I been up to before we hop into talking about none other than good old fashioned Am I the Asshole posts? I've been playing Overwatch again. That is a recent redevelopment in my life. I actually found myself getting somewhat invested in it, but I think I have a problem. And the problem isn't that I'm like addicted to Overwatch again. I'm not going to be going to 7-Eleven at like, every afternoon and then coming home and, spending all day. Well, no, I've actually been doing that recently. Well, shit, man, maybe I have fallen back into old habits. I was talking about how I was playing Fortnite last episode. Oh my God, dude, I've fallen so bad into like old habits again. This is so bad. But yeah, I think the one thing that I've realized about Overwatch though, and that it's like a game that's almost a decade old at this point. It came out in 2016. So next year it's a 9-year-old game at this point. And obviously I'm talking about Overwatch 2 because they replaced Overwatch 1 with Overwatch 2. Even though they said that they weren't going to do that, they were like, no, the old servers will still be active and available for you guys. And then immediately the day Overwatch 2 came out, they shut down the old servers. And my main problem with Overwatch 2 is that I feel like if you're playing, you can't play any of the old heroes. You can't play any of the old, like, classic OG, like, first Overwatch. Be quiet. You can't play any of the old classic heroes anymore. I feel like everybody I know plays like one of the newer heroes. And that brings me into my point of why didn't they just make a second game with new heroes and like leave the first game with the first heroes? Why do the separation in the first, like why bother doing that in the first place? I don't get it. I guess I just don't get it. Because I feel like I've been trying to play like Reaper. I've been trying to play some Bastion lately. Bastion seems to be one of the only like classic Overwatch heroes that I can actually like make do with and make something, play as and actually make like, a contribution to my team. You still have people playing Hanzo, which is really weird to me. I don't understand why he honestly hasn't just been removed from the game. I think Hanzo is one of those characters in Overwatch that everybody wishes they could like be good at. Like it's because he's objectively like a challenging character to actually like make a contribution to the team with. You have to be a really good sniper, and I feel like a majority of Overwatch players that choose characters such as Hanzo usually do it because they want to get good at a character like that, but they just don't have the skill for it. And it's always like, I always got a Hanzo on my team. I always got a freaking Hanzo on my team. I don't even know the names of any of the new characters. I feel like all of the new characters kind of belong to their own game. And I feel like that's where I'm like making my point of Overwatch 2 should have been a separate game with all new cast of heroes. Leave Overwatch 1 as is. Make like a new canon, make a new lore. I don't know. I mean, nobody cares that much about the Overwatch lore. They stopped doing the animations, I'm pretty sure. I remember, oh my god, I remember back in like 2016, 2017, I think all up until like maybe about 2019, they would do like animations and like almost on like a Pixar level of like animations of like Overwatch. Like, I don't know, they would do like backstories for the different characters. I remember they did one for Junkrat and Roadhog that was really funny. And now I feel like they don't even do that anymore. We don't even get that anymore. We don't even get the entertainment value of it all anymore. We get like we just get like a new character. I don't know. And like now they have like a stadium mode. We've lost the plot. We've lost the plot. At some point, Overwatch 2 should have just been its own game, and then they should have just put like, hey, here's a new game for new people, and then if you just want to play regular old Overwatch, well, here you go. Here's all the old servers. But no, you can't play any of the new characters. That's kind of what I wish that they did, and they spat in our faces. Blizzard would do that. Honestly, Blizzard would definitely spit in their faces. In fact, look, I've even bought merch for this fucking game. I have a Lego Tracer that I don't even know why I keep this near my desk. I think I keep this near my desk so anytime I'm talking about Overwatch on stream, which by the way, it is not a stream game. That is a strictly off-stream game for me. You will never catch me playing Overwatch on stream unless, of course, Blizzard, you want to pay me to do it. I'm kidding. I would never take a check from them. Unless it were for like an exorbitant amount of money. But I digress. I have this also. I have freaking Sombra. I got this as like a blind box or a blind. I think when I bought the game. No. I got this for free at like GameStop or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, cool. I play Sombra sometimes. That's fun. Oh my god, dude. I realized I don't even have a local GameStop anymore. That just dawned on me. I do not have a local GameStop anymore. The closest one to me is like not. It's like I'd have to make like a bit of a day out of going there. It's not like, oh well, I have to run errands today. I can just but I want to pick up a new game. I can just stop off at the GameStop real quick and go grab whatever it is that I need. Maybe a physical copy of. Do they do physical copies of Overwatch still? So I remember buying the game physically. I physically bought the game in like late 2016. And I was like, oh my god, like it was a little weird to me because I'm like, this is definitely like a game you download. I feel like single player games are the types of games you buy physical copies for still. And that's kind of why I do wish that like physical copies for games still existed to some extent, even on like PC. Because I don't know, like I'll play a game, I'll buy like a single player game, I'll beat it, and then I'm like, what do I do with this now? Now it just, I can't trade it. Wasn't there like a Steam marketplace? Am I just out of touch as like a PC guy? Have I not even tapped into the world of like PC gaming? I'm just like, I'm speaking out of my freaking anus right now. Anyways, I don't know. If you don't play Overwatch, this might be a little bit boring to hear me yap about, but hey, you know what? What else do you tune into this show for? What else did I have to talk about? Oh, I'm not gonna lie. It's been rough this past week now. When did I buy? I actually don't remember when I bought. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm making another snack review tier list video for my channel, the main channel, not here, not this channel, very, very soon. And I'm not going to lie, it's been I haven't had the time to film it because I filmed a Q&A video because I didn't want to do like back-to-back snack review videos. I'm like, okay, we got to change the, variety. We got to give us some variety here. You know what I mean? So I bought the snacks and I'm like, I'm going to make this Q&A video, which I've been procrastinating on. I got to edit it. After this episode goes out on the Patreon today, I have to sit down. I have to freaking finish editing the Q&A video, get that out on the main channel. And then finally I can crack into those snacks that have just been sitting on the other side of my room, just in a freaking, what is it? Not duffel bag, a tote bag for like a week and a half now. And I'm just like, but they're not gonna know if I can just say like, oh, somebody in my family, got into them and didn't know what they were for and started eating them. And it's like, oh, well, I haven't had them yet. But no, I have to be an authentic snack reviewer. It's all about the authenticity of trying the snacks for the first time, in my opinion, even though I do believe that on the previous snack review, I did, in fact, try a snack that I have had before. But all of these snacks that are in my possession right now, my mouth is watering even thinking about it. Damn. All of them are snacks that I have not tried before. I've never had them yet. And I want to honor the integrity of a snack reviewer by being truthful and giving you guys the hard-hitting snack review facts. I really wish that that's something that I'm going to put my foot down. And I've had to exercise a lot of restraint from wanting to just dig into like. Honestly, it's the Pringles. Oh, wait, I did reveal. Oh, no, maybe I didn't reveal. Did I reveal it on the last episode what one of the snacks was? Or maybe that was on the Patreon? I don't really remember. Well, there you go. Well, one of the snacks is Pringles. That is verified. I wasn't able to find any more snacks. I went back today, actually, to grab some more and like just, browse around, see what I could find. And I couldn't find anything, but I did find. I needed a little pick-me-up, because like I said, I didn't sleep too well last night, and I need just pure, straight, uncut caffeine, and I picked up a G Fuel. It's what they had at my Dollar Tree. I don't like G Fuel, but this is the Sonic the Hedgehog Peach Rings flavored G Fuel, which I'm not going to lie, the Peach Rings was what kind of sold me on it. Can't say I'm a diehard Sonic fan myself, but I'm actually take a little sippy sip of this real quick. And I gotta say, I've had G Fuel before. I've bought it when like, hey, they don't have any other energy drinks at the dollar store. If you guys can't tell, I go to the dollar store pretty frequently. I've had G Fuel before, and I can't help but feel like it always kind of tastes the same, but like just like slight, just ever so slight variations between the different flavors. Like it's never like I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a comparison. It has like G Fuel has like a distinct G Fuel taste to it. Can't say I love it. It's not, I can't say I'm frequently going back to G Fuel. It's kind of something I drink more out of desperation than I do out of not necessity, but desire. There we go. In fact, I feel quite a bit of trepidation every day before I go to the dollar store in case that they only have G Fuel and no other energy drinks for me. And before you go and you say, hey man, you're about to be 26 in, just about a week. Maybe you should switch on over to coffee. No. No coffee for Daniel. Coffee make my tummy upset. I don't think energy drinks are really helping me either, but Can't say I've had any extremely negative side effects just yet. In fact, I think the only time I really get like anxiety off of caffeine, like you get like the jitters, maybe I don't know, maybe it makes your anxiety a little bit worse. I usually only ever get that from coffee. I don't know what kind of caffeine they're using in G Fuel and various other energy drinks. Oh my god. Holy shit. This has 300 milligrams of caffeine in this little... That's insane, dude. We don't need to be drinking... You know what? I might go dump that out. We don't need to be drinking this shit, man. What the fuck? No way I'm reading that right. Serving size is 1 can, 300 milligrams of caffeine per can. That is like... I'm actually worried for my health now. I haven't even finished the can yet. And I'm like, damn, bro. Damn, I'm not even feeling that, like, wired. Damn. I've had this, like, awful tightness in my neck, too. This is just the podcast where I bitch, moan, and complain. Apparently that's all I know how to do. Something I watched recently that I really enjoyed that I wanted to talk about a little bit with you guys before we get into the Am I the Asshole posts was a YouTuber by the name of Nick Robinson. Put out a documentary on the man, the myth, the legend, Jeremy Fragrance. If you don't know who Jeremy Fragrance is, he's like he's like an Instagram influencer type who makes reviews of colognes and perfumes and stuff like fragrances. He is Jeremy Fragrance. It's in his name. And the whole point of I guess, angle of the documentary was that the documentarian, Nick Robinson, basically lived with him for a week, like almost a week in the life of Jeremy Fragrance. And I think the angle of it was like, oh, to what extent is this a character? And this is where I think the internet has ever so slightly poisoned our brains a little bit. Let me pop off for a moment here. So I think that Jeremy Fragrance, from what I've observed of him, everything I've seen online about what he posts about himself, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, look him up, and then you'll go, oh, I've seen like memes of him and whatnot. Damn, why is my voice so shaky? Ugh. I feel like this doesn't happen whenever I'm like filming outside, but today would have been too bad for like a hot episode. It would have been too hot for an outdoors episode, is what I meant to say. I feel like the internet has kind of blurred the lines between like reality and character. And I think that was because a lot of internet content, especially in the 2010s, like emphasized doing that. I blame David Dobrik a little bit for that. Where it's like, oh, it's like this person's doing a bit, or like, you know, this person's like, you know, they're exaggerating a side of themselves or a side of their personality. And the honest truth is that like, there's like, I watch Jeremy Fragrance, I see his videos, and I'm like, oh no, this is just like a really eccentric and weird dude. But the internet has almost like flipped it with our brains, where it's like, we want to be like, oh, this is like an exaggeration. This guy's like, you know, he's playing a character. It's all a facade, actually. In fact, the only character that he really truly plays was previously he was in a boy band. And I guess to an extent, Jeremy Fragrance, as revealed in the documentary, his real name is actually Daniel. We share a name, and maybe that's where I made the connection of like, no, this guy's actually like pretty authentic, all things considered, except for the fact that he changed his name to Jeremy. Was it Jeremy Williams? And he's from Hawaii. And even though he's actually, I believe he's from Germany. I think that's where they say that he's from. I think he's originally from Germany. But he changed his name to Jeremy I think it's Jeremy Williams. And his backstory was that he's from Hawaii. But that was his backstory when he was in a boy band in the 90s, which if you take one look at this guy, you definitely get the vibe of, oh yeah, this guy was like, if there's ever been a guy who's been in a boy band in the 90s, it's this guy right here. Like he looks the part. Like he's very much, you know, seems like the type of guy who, actually, I wonder because he's only like, he's relatively young. How old is Jeremy Fragrance? Let me look this up. Jeremy Fragrance age. How old is he? The internet claims that he's 36 years old. Like, I don't know. Daniel Schutz is his real name? No. Why is there so much misinformation about this guy? Daniel Schutz? I don't know how you pronounce that. I can barely pronounce the word of the day. Born Daniel Sredinsky. So he's changed his name several times, but now he's better known as Jeremy Fragrance, a Polish-German social media personality and businessman. Wow. This man is he's the master of disguise, everybody. Call him what's the name of the main character in that movie? Master of Disguise. Oh my god. I'm blanking on his name. By the way, go watch Master of Disguise. It's a horrible movie. Fantastic, so bad that it's good movie. But back to my original point, though. It's like there are just eccentric people who exist in this world. There is just some guy out there who lives, I believe, is Miami. Yeah, Miami is where they went to go film this thing. And there are just people out there in the world who just love to review perfume. He also apparently he loves video games. At one point in the documentary, he just starts going off about Metal Gear Solid, and I'm like, this is the coolest guy ever. This guy knows freaking Metal Gear Solid, and then he starts talking about how, the Japanese predicted so much stuff that's happening in the world right now. It's actually really funny. Totally worth the watch if you need something to do. It's 2 hours long, too. It's really long. But definitely worth the watch. Definitely worth a watch if you need something. If you need to explore an interesting guy, maybe you're sitting at home on a Friday night and you're like, man, I want to find somebody who's more freaking interesting than me. You can go and go watch that documentary. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I watched it as it was premiering. I loved it very much. One of my favorite moments is for some reason Jeremy tries to jump onto a table, and then the table, the top of the table completely capsizes from the what is it, the base of the table, and he just fucking falls over. And that's the other best part about Jeremy Fragrance is that he films all of his perfume reviews. Maybe if your name is Daniel, you're just doomed to review stupid shit on the internet. Maybe I'm doomed to review snack foods forever on the internet. Maybe that's going to be my legacy. I don't know. That just sent me to a really dark place. What if I actually died tomorrow and my legacy on the internet is solidified as the guy who drinks Taco Bell sauce on the internet for money, but also made snack review videos of dollar store snacks? Maybe it's all the dollar store snacks are finally catching up to me, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to stop drinking this freaking G Fuel, dude. That sent my brain to a weird place, dude. I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh, whoa. What if my legacy is solidified as a snack reviewer? Anyways, change of subject. Well, not really. Eccentric people exist. Not everybody you see out there is playing a character or doing a bit. Sometimes there's just weird people in this world. And you know what? Those weird people, they need to be celebrated. We need to celebrate the weirdos of the world. We really do. And people like Jeremy well, Jeremy did have some questionable takes and questionable views, but this is the same man whose tripod, I think he was balancing his phone, which is cracked as shit, on top of an empty coffee pot that he's glued things together. And at one point in one of his videos, the whole thing just fucking collapses. This guy doesn't invest in any equipment. He just kind of props his phone up on things, jumps up on tables during one of his videos, and he doesn't edit anything. That's my favorite thing about him, is nothing ever gets edited out of his videos. At one point, a bottle of cologne gets knocked over and just shattered, and then he just goes, oh my god, my bottle of cologne is broken. It's and he starts talking about how expensive it was and stuff like that. It's so, what a guy, man. Jeremy Fragrance, what a guy. Anyways, I'm not gonna lie, that G Fuel is going right through me, and I gotta pee. I gotta piss something fierce. So I'm gonna be right back, and we are going to get into some Am I the Asshole posts for the remainder of the episode. And then, if you would also like to go check out our Patreon, where I'm not ending the episode. It sounds like I'm ending the episode. No, we still got time, baby. We gotta read some of these Am I the Asshole posts. If you would like to go check out the Patreon, patreon.com/mytinylittle house. $5 a month, you can become a big mouse and, get a little extra bonus content here and there. Watch me get high on my back porch, from like one of the old ass episodes, which I still want to do. I want to do another like getting high episode. I think that'd be really fun. But I'm gonna go pee, and then we're gonna get back and we're gonna see if people on Reddit are assholes or not. I think the one thing that I'm really gonna miss about not being able to do outdoors episodes when when the weather gets cold again, which is right around the corner. By the way, my bladder is empty. In case you were wondering, I did in fact dump out my bladder. No, I emptied my bladder. I urinated. I went piss. I think one of the biggest things that I'm going to really miss about one of the things I just took a piss, want to know what I'm going to miss? What I'm really going to miss is being able to do like the outdoors episodes, which we're going to get a few more in. We're going to get a few more in, but I think once that first snowstorm blows around, come, November or December-ish, I think that's when we're going to call it in. We're canceling the show. We're ending My Tiny Little House. I'm kidding. We're not going to do that. If anything, we're going to be living up to the name of the show a little bit more. That's right. I got a studio space for it. That's a lie. What if I actually like right now started saving all of the money that I'm making off the Patreon, that little extra. By the way, I do very much appreciate all the patrons, by the way, and if you'd like to go subscribe to our Patreon, I know I just shouted it out, but you're going to get a few extra bonus Am I the Asshole posts that we're going to be reading very, very soon. I did not pre-read any of these, so if I have to edit any of this out, well, that's going to suck, and that's going to be cringe. Because I don't like editing this show. I like to, it fills me with trepidation having to, actually, no, that is a good use of the word, trepidation. It fills me with trepidation to have to edit out episodes of the show. Or not episodes of the show, edit out moments from the show, because it's like, I'm always like, okay, well, I had to edit that out. Was there anything else that I maybe missed? Did I miss something? And then it's like, oh no, I accidentally looked at the camera and said my entire freaking home address. Oh no. Anyways, guys, for the remainder of this episode, though, we're going to be reading some Am I the Asshole posts. Like I said, I got a couple good ones picked out. I'm not going to lie, though, I'm really craving those snacks. I think my blood sugar's low. I think that's what it is. I think it's I took a little bit of a break in between when, now and the piss. When I first took the piss and now is what I meant to say. Oh, God. Oh, wow. That was real bad indigestion. What was that about? Ooh, felt that one. Felt that one deep within my body. Anyways, guys, our first post that we have, this was posted 6 hours ago. So this one's hot off the presses. This one goes, am I the asshole for telling my pregnant wife I want a divorce? Uh-oh. My 26 male wife, 25 female, is 5 months pregnant. That's pretty far along. And recently admitted to something that I don't think I can forgive. She dropped out of high school due to family issues and started working low-wage jobs. When we met, I was already more established in my career as an accountant. Okay. We dated and talked for hours on end on how we wanted our lives to be. I feel like he's kind of using the already established in my career as an accountant thing. I feel like he's kind of holding that. I already feel like he's kind of holding that over her head a little bit here, but let's see where this one goes. We dated and talked for hours on end about how we wanted our lives to be. I wanted to grow in my career, and she said she wanted to go back for her GED, which is understandable, and get a bachelor's degree to become a teacher. That's commendable. Okay. We both wanted to do these things before we had any kids. Oh. After we married, she quit her job and said she didn't want to get another job because she wanted to focus on getting her GED and getting a college degree, like she said. But was she already... Ooh. I said fine, I'd put in more hours to support us both, and I did. Okay. She finally got her GED after a year of trying and failing the tests. I was so proud of her and told her I was. Well, she started bringing up, what if we have a baby already? Oh. Uh-oh. I said no, that we had agreed until after we had reached our goals, and it stayed at that. Okay, that's, you know what? That is the responsible thing to do right there. Okay. You're sticking to your original goal, saying like, no, we can do this eventually, but for now we gotta focus on achieving these goals first before we can do the goal of having the baby. Okay, well established there. When she got pregnant, I was excited. But how did she get pregnant? Wait, what? Wait, what happened here? Are you the father? Let's keep reading. But also somewhat confused, as she said, or she had been on birth control the whole time. Oh no. Now I know birth control can fail. This is not part of the post. She said maybe it had been a miracle, and that it was a sign that we were ready. Oh no, dude, she's lying to you. She's lying to you, bro. It's a very rare, it's a very rare occurrence that birth control fails. I think it's, what's the statistic on that? How often? I imagine it depends on the birth control. Does birth control fail? What is the percentage? Oral contraceptive pills on the other hand have a failure rate of 0.1%. Interesting. 0.1%, that's very small. So he's already doubting it because he wrote, by the way, she said maybe it had been a miracle, he says in in quotations, and that it was a sign that we were ready. No, dude, she did not take her pill. She did not take, no. This is fucked up on her end here. Well, recently she confessed that she had gotten off her birth control to purposely get, oh no. Oh, this is fucked up. This is really fucked up. Oh, dude, get out of there. Holy shit. That's a really fucking disgusting thing to do. So she lied to you. First of all, you caught her. Oh, I realized I didn't turn my second ring light on. I was like wondering why the lighting was so shit. The lighting has been shit this whole episode. Oh my God. So, okay, here's the last paragraph. I was furious and stormed out and said I was going to divorce her. I'm sleeping at a hotel currently. Hey man, order that room service, put that Family Guy on that TV and crank that fucking AC, dude. You need to get a good night's sleep because I'd be like this. I'd be shaking more than I usually do. I didn't get much sleep last night due to thinking. She's been calling nonstop and texting, and she's crying, telling me she's sorry, but I haven't answered. Did I overreact? Am I the asshole? No. What she did was really wrong and a genuinely very disgusting thing to do. You are not the asshole. I don't think you overreacted by storming out, being furious, storming out and saying you're going to divorce her. I feel like this one's very justified. I feel like this is a very justified being mad and upset because she lied to you. She lied to you. She went behind your back. First of all, she said maybe it had been a miracle and that it was a sign that we were ready. And then she later confesses that she had lied to you and gone off of her birth control. That is a really fucked up thing to do. No, you have every right to be upset. Get that divorce going, dude. Get those papers signed and just ready to go. Ready to go. Oh my God. This is a very cut and dry. Oh, baby trapping. Okay, so here's the top comment. They go, oof, baby trapping and lying to you. Not the asshole. I'd be livid if my life changed forever based on a lie. Yeah, that's, yeah, I do not, I'd be really upset. This is like really fucked up. Oh my God. Dude, holy shit. Damn, I didn't think we'd be like starting off. I thought it was gonna be like, am I the asshole for like taking a shit at church or something like that? I don't know. I thought we were gonna start off kind of simple, kind of easy here. Everybody in the comment section is agreeing that like not the asshole here, not an overreaction, and not the asshole. She baby trapped you. That's like, I think what it is that she genuinely did not want to go. Okay, wait. Actually, I want to reread this one a little bit though, because she mentions that after we married, she quit her job. She said she didn't want to get another job because she wanted to focus on getting the GED. Finally got the GED. Okay, so she does get her GED. Then she starts bringing up the baby thing. In my opinion, she wanted to get that GED, but she didn't want to go through with getting a bachelor's degree to get a job, because it's going to be kind of difficult to get a bachelor's degree and also raise a kid at the same time, let alone like raise like an actual like infant child. I don't know anything about raising a kid. I don't have kids that I'm aware of. So damn, dude, you got baby trapped real bad here, man. I feel bad for this guy. Dude, get out of there. Fuck, man. This one's bad. That one's really bad, dude. No, easily not the asshole. Oh my God. We're going to move on from that one though. We're going to move on from that one. Let me see. I'm going to click through a few of these. Let's go for one a little more lighthearted. That's like dark. That's like really dark. All right. So this one, I think we can get into some interesting potential cultural, not culture war, but like cultural discussion here. And this one goes, and by the way, this is from a deleted account, and this was posted 4 days ago. Am I the asshole for telling my husband that I'm not going to throw away my Harry Potter books? I'm going to preface this by saying, growing up, I was very adamantly not a Harry Potter fan. I thought it was really fucking dumb and cringe, and Percy Jackson was everything Harry Potter fucking wanted to be. Wait. Yes, Percy Jackson was everything Harry Potter... I want to make sure I said that right. Percy Jackson was everything Harry Potter wanted to be. I stand behind that. I swear on any text besides a Harry Potter book that is the case, that Percy Jackson was the objectively better Harry Potter, even though I didn't read all the Percy Jackson books. So, okay, let's get into this one here. I'm stating my bias here. I'm stating my bias of me not being a Harry Potter fan. And that I think we should, as a society and as a culture, for many reasons, move on from not only Harry Potter, but just J.K. Rowling as a entity. Because at this point, that's kind of what she is with all that mold growing in her house. She's probably just like a fucking Resident Evil 7 fucking mold monster at this point. She's going to be like, read my books. I want you to read my books. I don't like trans people. Read my fucking books. You know, that's what she's like. That's what she's like right now. Oh my God. I'm going to post on twitter.com. Ooh, you know, that's her like mold monster voice that she does. That's her like the signature J.K. Rowling. Oh, that peaked the mic so bad. The signature fucking J.K. Rowling mold monster voice. Oh my God. Anyways, the first sentence to this is, I created a fucking Reddit account for this stupid ass shit, so I better get some good perspective from here. Damn, and you've already deleted the account. Something tells me this one's gonna be interesting. So, as any millennial kid, Harry Potter was literally my 32 female childhood. I grew up with it. I think J.K. Rowling is disgusting and bigoted waste of both oxygen and space. But yeah, I love the books too much to actually part with it. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to just kind of interject here real quick. I'm a big music guy. I probably listen to plenty of music that is made by some pretty problematic, pretty bad people who've done some things. I do think though that there is a certain point in which, like, I'm not a big separate the art from the artist kind of guy. But also at the same time, you got to protect your peace every once in a while. So I'm a little bit of a fence sitter on that one. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say David Bowie was a great guy. and didn't do some really disturbing shit. But I have trouble parting ways with some of his music, and I have trouble parting ways with Labyrinth. That's like one of my favorite movies. Okay, anyways. To reiterate, I love the books too much to actually part with it. What I have done, though, is not buy any new merchandise. See, that's smart. Okay. For example, all the movies are downloaded on my iPad already, and my books are the OG ones I bought in the 90s. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Sentimental value there. A little bit of sentimental value there. I like, okay, you know what? At first I was ready to rip on a Harry Potter fan, but now I'm like, you know what? At least, okay. You're acknowledging something. It's not as bad as like a modern day Kanye fan being like, but the music is still really good. You know what I mean? It's not the equivalent of like a modern Kanye fan being like, but that one song that he made that got leaked on like that Sneeko stream was like, the beat was kind of fire though, guys. Like, it's not like that. This is very much a, hey, it's a formative part of my youth and I don't want to part ways with it. Anyways, okay. My kids, 8 female and 9 male, wanted to read the books. So I gave them my old hand-me-downs from the 90s, which are still in good shape. They are enjoying it so far, and I love it. I think what I'm going to say right now, and this is coming from somebody who's not a parent, I don't have children, I feel like you can do this, but explain why the person who wrote this is... You have a responsibility to explain to your kids why J.K. Rowling is not a good person. You have a responsibility there, okay? If you're going to do this, you have to also be like, hey, here's the context. Hey, here's the history here. You know what I mean? Okay. My husband's brother, 29, female to male, so they've transitioned, recently came around to visit us, and he saw the kids reading the books. He took me aside and told me that he finds this problematic. Told me that the kids should at least know that by reading the books, they are endorsing a bigoted and hateful person. Again, I feel like this is where you have to explain to your kids why the author of these books is a bad person. In the same sense that a lot of people who want to study music at some point are going to eventually listen to the Beatles, but you have to understand that John Lennon was not a good person. You know what I mean? I think that there's a little bit of a contextual responsibility here. And I understand your husband's brother's perspective on this, but I feel like oh man. I feel like if you're reading the OG, it's not like you bought them new copies of the books and then you're like, you need to read everything J.K. Rowling's ever written, including her new tweets. No, I think you've kind of avoided doing that. At the very least, I think I'm kind of leaning on not the asshole here, but okay, let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. There's not much more left to this though. I feel like we need a little more details, a little more context though. I reminded him that this is not new property, and thus is not contributing to J.K. Rowling's cause. These are my old hand-me-downs. He stormed out angrily and left. Oh boy. Okay. Granted, these kids could end up going... I'm going to think of it from this perspective. These kids could go to a library and rent out Harry Potter books that, you know, from I don't know. This one, I feel like this is like the best way to go about it without like financially supporting J.K. Rowling. Not even that. I mean, at this point, she's probably like the closest thing to a billionaire off of like writing a very mid, dare I say, not even that good, franchise. Sorry, I fucking hate Harry Potter. I'm letting it out. I'm letting it out right now. I fucking hate Harry Potter. My husband then told me that if Harry Potter really is such an essential part of my life that I needed to push it on our kids too. My husband then told me if Harry Potter really is such an essential part of my life that I need to push it on our kids too. And that's a weird sentence right there. Again, Redditors learn how to type. And I reminded him that they were the ones who asked me to give them the books, and that I will not throw them away. Am I the asshole? And obviously this is a locked post, no new comments allowed. Man. Oh boy. What I need to know though is, did OP explain that, like, the context of J.K. Rowling? It's, you know what I mean? Like, did you explain to them the context of J.K. Rowling, and that, like, she's not a good person? Was that ever brought up in the post? I don't think it was. I think it's also a very good point to mention that it's not new property. It's a hand-me-down. These kids could have gone digging around in the attic and found, like, these copies of these Harry Potter books and started reading them. But also 8 to 9 years old. I feel like that's around the age when you got to start teaching your kids, like, hey, bigotry is bad, and all these other things, and whatever you could really label J.K. Rowling as, you know, as a person. She's obviously very bigoted and hateful. You know, I feel like 8 to 9 years old, because that's the age of the kids in the post, is probably around the age when you can start introducing those concepts of, like, hey, these, well, arguably probably start that at, like, a younger age, where it's like, hey, you know, don't discriminate, or be, you know, just don't be J.K. Rowling and live in, you know, live as a fucking Resident Evil 7 mold monster, you know? Yeah, oh boy, I don't know what the comments say here. This one is difficult. This one is difficult because it's like, I need to know a little bit more. I need to know just a little bit more. Okay, here's an interesting comment. Before I read the comment, I'm leaning towards not the asshole, but also I think you haven't provided enough clarity as to how you've explained these. Did you just give the books to the kids and not explain, hey, we don't like the author of these books. You can like the books, and I still stand behind that to some extent. I think personally, as a non-Harry Potter enjoyer, as a non-Harry Potter fan, I've never been a fan. I am a firm believer that you can understand the context of something and the context of who created something, and still not support that person and still, like, engage with it. At the end of the day, like, you know, J.K. Rowling's already sitting on a pile of money. I hate her. I don't think she's a good person. This is not me defending her. I'm leaning towards not the asshole, but I think there should be I need to know that there was a little more personal responsibility taken from you as a parent, to explain to your kids. You know, I'm rereading this. Hold on. Okay. He took me aside and told me that he finds this problematic. This is the husband's brother pulling OP aside. He took me aside and told me that he finds this problematic, told me that the kids should at least know that by reading the books, they are endorsing a bigoted and hateful person. Did you explain to your kids that this, because I feel like remembering back when I was 8 to 9 years old, I remember there being many lessons in my elementary school as to why racism and bigotry, and, you know, you sort of learn about these things at that age and why they're bad, why they're really bad, and you don't engage with it. You don't want to be J.K. Rowling. I think that's an age where you can introduce those concepts to your kids, and I feel like you need to do that. And you know what? If you introduce that concept to your kid, right, your two kids here, and they go, well, then we don't want to read these books then good. There you go. But if they can understand the separation between the two things, I feel like maybe it's a little bit different. Okay, let's go on. There was a comment that I wanted to read here. Not the asshole. That would be like telling someone they can't watch Lord of the Rings or Good Will Hunting because Harvey Weinstein produced them. I don't think that comparison quite adds up, as J.K. Rowling has had a lot more involvement with Harry Potter than Harvey Weinstein had with Lord of the Rings or Good Will Hunting, because Harvey Weinstein has had his fingers in many pies in terms of his involvement in the movie industry. I think J.K. Rowling's she's a little more involved with her own franchise versus this like awful piece of shit person movie producer. Okay, let's read. Here's what we got. We got another one there. I feel like that one kind of misses the point a little bit. That's such a grander scope, in my opinion. This person goes, I'm trans and I say not the asshole. You aren't even supporting the author. Your kids are just reading the books that you already had. Why throw the books away if you already have them before you knew what kind of person she is? Seems just wasteful to throw them away, in my opinion. I'm like kind of conflicted. I'm going to say in my personal opinion, if I were a Harry Potter fan, I'm still going to lean towards not the asshole. I want to know a little bit more. Like, I want to know what steps you took to explain the context to your kids. You know what I mean? Okay. We have another comment here. And then I'm going to formulate my opinion a little bit more. And then I think we're going to do another one. We're going to do another Am I the Asshole post on my tiny little house, episode number 27. It's going to be a longer one, you know? I want to make it worth it for you guys. Because you guys have bared with me thus far through this turbulent summer. Another comment here goes, not the asshole. No, an 8-year-old and a 9-year-old are not endorsing hate by privately reading. Okay. I'm not going to teach them transphobic views, or it's not going to teach them transphobic views or turn them into bigots, which I'm not even sure husband and brother-in-law care about. It seems to be more about the optics than actually teaching your children to be kind, empathetic people. Personally, I have no time for such performative activism. If husband does care, figure out together some age-appropriate ways of teaching them about harmful stereotypes and the LGBT struggles. There you go. Boom. There you go. I feel like that is the detail that I needed from OP to be like, but we teach them these things are you know, there was a way around this. I feel like there was not a way around this, but there was like a missing link here of like, hey, did you remember to do that? Did you remember to, you know, take the laundry out of the washing machine before you put it in the dryer kind of thing right here? In fact, your local library should have information books on this. What? Depending on where you live. Okay. I'm going to say a very light, a very blanketed, very much an inch of snow, not the asshole type of blanket that I'm going to throw over this post and over OP here of not the asshole. But that snow is going to melt very, very soon, and you're going to be back to the surface of, hey, you probably should explain these concepts to your kids. But that's just me. I'm going to say not the asshole, but maybe just the extra mile of some personal responsibility here would probably do you some justice, you know? Anyways, guys, that was am I the asshole for telling my husband that I'm not going to throw away my Harry Potter books? I think being asked to throw them away is kind of ridiculous. If you want to keep them as part of a personal collection because they're part of your childhood, hey man, I hang on to so much stupid shit from my childhood. I have this fucking I have this Lego monkey guy with a banana in his hand, and I still he's not problematic, but like, you know, I understand sentimental value. I get it. I probably own a few vinyl records from some pretty bad people, but you know, I still got them banging around in my collection over there. Banging around. What am I saying? Anyways, guys, I always get a little loopy towards the end of the episode. Let's see. What do we? Oh fuck, we got a long one. No, we got like a short. We got to get like a short one, a nice short and sweet one before we end episode number 27 of My Tiny Little House, the beautiful little podcast that you guys know and love. And then over on the Patreon, we're going to be doing, of course, the Urban Dictionary word of the day and a few other bonus Am I the Asshole stories. We're probably going to go a little crazy. Probably going to go a little in depth there and find some crazy ones as we tend to do over there on the Patreon. Anyways, okay. So I took the time to find a better Am I the Asshole post, one that I felt a little more comfortable giving an opinion on and reading. Looks like we have a pretty interesting one. Pretty interesting one here. This one goes, am I the asshole for refusing to let my roommate's boyfriend use my shower? So I, 24 female, share an apartment with my cousin. Why I say cousin? My roommate, Sarah, 25 female. We generally get along fine, but she has a boyfriend, Jake, 26 male, who is always over. Like, at this point, I think he actually lives here more than I do. The issue, I'm already leaning towards, I don't think it's a good idea to, if you have a partner, to have them basically living somewhere without paying rent, especially if you have a roommate. I'm already kind of leaning on OP's side here, but okay. The issue, Jake refuses to shower at his own place. I don't know why. He claims his water pressure is bad. Okay. But I think he just likes my shower because we have those fancy rain shower heads. I don't know what that is. Is that like that overhead thing that I see that's like, it has like the shittiest water pressure? What's a rain shower head? All right. Either way, every time he stays over, he uses my bathroom instead of Sarah's. Interesting. Okay. That's a little weird. So there's 2 bathrooms in this apartment. And your roommate's boyfriend is using your bathroom to shower instead of his own girlfriend's bathroom. Okay. At first, I let it slide, but then I started noticing things. My shampoo running out suspiciously fast, my towels being damp when I hadn't used them, and worst of all, the man was using my expensive eucalyptus body wash. I splurge on that, which I hate that word, the use of the word splurge to describe spending. I'm splurging on it. Sounds like I hope he's not fucking splurging in your shower, if you know what I mean. Then I'd be really mad if this dude was, splurging all over your shower walls, getting it all mucky and yucky. I'd be upset. I'd be really pissed. He smells amazing, but at my expense. So last week, I finally put my foot down and told Sarah, hey, Jake needs to use your shower from now on. So there's 2 bathrooms in this equation. 2 bathrooms. She got weirdly defensive, saying he feels more comfortable in mine. That's a little creepy. That's a little weird. I said, great. He can feel comfortable at his own apartment. Ooh. Okay. She got mad and said I was being dramatic over just a shower. It's not just a shower. It's the eucalyptus body wash. It's the shampoo that's running out suspiciously fast. It's the extra laundry you have to do with the towels. Oh my God. Jake is now sulking, Sarah is annoyed, and I'm wondering, am I the asshole for not wanting my roommate's boyfriend to treat my bathroom like a luxury spa? No! It's also really fucking weird that he's using your bathroom instead of his own girlfriend's bathroom in a 2... By the way, I don't know how you guys are affording a 2-bathroom apartment in this economy. A 2-bathroom with 2 showers apartment? We're not even talking like a laundry room with a toilet in it kind of apartment. No, we're talking like a bathroom with 2 showers. That's 2 bathrooms with 2 showers. 2 bathrooms with 1 shower each. That's what I meant to say. Now, Jake can cope and seethe all he fucking wants. This is awful. Start paying rent or start bringing... You know what? It's still like I'm kind of caught up on he feels more comfortable in OP's bathroom and shower than his own girlfriend's. That's the part where, like, obviously it's clear that he's like, oh, he's doing it because he wants to use the fancy eucalyptus body wash and whatnot. But I still find that's such a creepy thing to say. It's like, I feel more comfortable in yours. Even though we know he's doing it because, like I don't know, the nice towels, the shampoo, the eucalyptus body wash that they used to splurge on, that maybe he's been splurging into. We don't know what he's doing with it. He's weird. Jake seems a little bit weird. And he can sulk and cope and seethe. This one's I really wanted a You're the Asshole post. You know what? Over on the Patreon, we are going to find a You're the Asshole post. This one's very cut and dry. And also your roommate and your roommate's boyfriend seem like really weird people. And you should consider maybe moving out or killing them. You should kill them. Just kill them. There you go. That's the solution to all of the Am I the Asshole posts, is just kill your roommate. That's a joke. For legal reasons, that is a joke. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into this pretty long episode of My Tiny Little House. Episode number 27. If you want bonus content, I'm going to be over on the Patreon reading a couple more Am I the Asshole posts and palling around. Maybe, I don't know, maybe petting Puppy, who's behind me right now. Oh, no, she's not. Oh, don't look. That almost revealed what one of the chip bags are for the snack review that's not up on the channel yet. Unless you're watching this like 5 years in the future. Otherwise, then it's, yeah, then you already know. You already know what snack I reviewed. Okay. I wish we could have had a little puppy outro for the 27th episode. If you guys enjoyed doing Am I the Asshole posts and you want to see more of this stuff, please comment down below. Let me know. I think that this could be a fun little one-off thing we do every once in a while. Okay, well, that being said, I will see you guys next week, and thank you for your continued support. I'm gonna go scuttle on over to the Patreon and read a couple more Am I the Asshole posts. Bye. Sexual is what you might be. You don't know it yet. See ya.